This is gonna be awesome. Oh, yes, it's awesome. I love that. Hi, everyone. Hi, Judith. Hi, Mary Mathis. Catherine Hammond's in
Catherine.
the house. Yes, that is awesome.
Wait, is everybody in, Becca?
There is. I'll keep adding people in as they come into the weight room, but this is our group for right now. Welcome everyone.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm simply going to say hello, and then we're going to be passing it forward from there. But thank you for coming to tonight's Going Home Coalition meeting. We're very excited for next week because we know next week is Speak Up and Speak Out. So we are Becca. Honestly, Becca should probably speak to the amount of work that she has been doing behind the scenes to make sure that this all comes to life. Can you give me the newest number update? What we're at, 7?
I think we're at 715 total. We have 350 in person and 360 online.
Yeah. And as you can imagine, we're pretty excited, pretty busy, and pretty ready to make this the best Speak Up and Speak Out ever. And one of the best parts about this upcoming event is an incredible self-advocate named Daniel. And Daniel actually, I believe I remember the year, 2020 was Self-Advocate of the Year at Speak Up, Speak Out. And now he works with Special Olympics and is the host of Special Chronicles, an incredible podcast that I actually got to join him on and I told him this, I've been on 4 podcasts. It was by far and away the best podcast host I had absolutely ever met. It was so much fun. We spent most of the time laughing, which is what made it so great. And he is going to share a little bit about his story and about the event and Speak Up, Speak Out. So I'm going to be quiet and pass it off to our incredible friend, Daniel. Hi.
Illinois gave me the self-advocate award. Can you
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit, Daniel.
if I can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I am in the call and it was connected to Bluetooth, so um yeah, trying to figure out this Zoom thing on the phone. Yeah, so I was honored in 2020 to receive the Sub Advocacy Award. And so a little bit about I'm a little bit about Special Chronicles. If you're not aware, but I've been podcasting for this November will be 17 years. So I started in 2008 to give a voice to those of us with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And Special Chronicles started as a podcast and has now grown as a platform. It's now a weekly podcast and media platform to really share our experiences and perspectives of those of us with intellectual and developmental disabilities through audio podcasts, through video podcasts, blogs, and columns that myself and a few others who also have shared their programs on our platform that really highlighting the stories of courage, joy, and inclusion. So I created Special Chronicles in 2008, and I've been in addition to the Elk of Illinois recognizing and giving me the award, I've been a global messenger and advocate with Special Olympics. I've been featured in the Chicago Sun-Times, Fox 32, ABC, and CBS News. And then also how um, uh, I got reconnected with the elk with my job at United Airlines, which is one of 4 Special Olympics athletes that United hired 6 years ago. So that's my other job, and um, through it's a little bit about my story. So I started as an athlete spokesperson in Special Olympics in 2008 and 2009. And this training gave me the skills and experiences in front of audiences and microphones to tell my own personal story. And I've learned that audiences and listeners respond a lot to our stories. And so then after high school, I discovered I went to Roosevelt University and got a degree in journalism. And I discovered that through podcasting, it gave me a unique voice and really a pioneer of sorts. As as in 2008 was the only Special Olympics athlete across the globe to get into podcasting. And so then within my first year, back in 2008, 2009, that's when I really learned about the impact that I've been making in podcasting through Special Chronicles. And as a sub advocate, is one of my early listeners was an airline pilot for a major airline, and he used the R word, the word retarded, on another podcast. And when he started listening to my podcast, his perspective on disability changed, and he has since then become a friend and a supporter. And so I really like to help other self advocates to share those stories on my podcast, which I've done over 780 episodes. My girlfriend, who has Down syndrome, we co-host another podcast as well, and so we've done 100 episodes of that show. But on Special Chronicles, that's this weekly path that we and the we'll let the authentic stories of those of us with the disabilities. And so I don't just like to bring on any guests. It's really what Special Chronicles has become, is this place that our disability community can trust for authentic stories. And so that's why I'm in talking with Samantha and Becca. I'm excited to announce that next week at Speak Up and Speak Out, I'll be producing a live podcast on location to really, through Special Chronicles, to share the stories from the self advocates like yourself, share the stories of both the speakers at the summit as well as attendees, to highlight to our audience of listeners that I've really been. It's really amazing that listeners have really, when they listen and watch our podcast, they learn about new programs. They learn about new stories that they can then bring inclusion into their own lives. And so I created a page on specialchronicles.com where I'll archive these stories. But yeah, that's a little bit. I being a podcaster, I could go on and on, but that's I'll leave it at that. But yeah, thank you for having me tonight.
Well, thank you very much for being here. I mean, that is an immense amount of info. So over 700 episodes you've recorded, correct? And what software do you use to record that?
So I've used a number of softwares over the years, and I can't believe that we're still making an impact many years later. But currently, I use it's a web-based StreamYard, which is what Samantha and I use. Which whole episode will be airing the week after Speak Up and Speak Out. And then I also use I've got a what Samantha didn't see, but off camera I had, which I'll probably be bringing next week. But it's a mixer that I'm able to connect the microphones to, which connects to the computer. So I started out with very little equipment, but I have now expanded to have the best audio quality possible. Oh yeah, thanks Becca. Becca put a link to specialchronicles.com, and right on the homepage I put a banner that will link to the page for Speak Up and Speak Out, where I'll put a video. Yes.
That's amazing. And the reason I asked you about your software is because when you posted on LinkedIn, I actually had a self-advocate reach out to me by email and ask what software you used, because by seeing that, you inspired somebody to try to do their own podcast. So
Ooh,
congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've even created because over the years a number of others sub advocates have also asked me similar questions, and I created a page that on specialchronicles.com/how-to-podcast, all one word. That there's a 2-minute overview video, and then I've got a little bit longer of a podcast that kind of goes a little bit more in depth with tips and on that page I list some of the services and resources that I use. But yeah, in addition to doing interviews next week, if there are any sub advocates that would like to ask me any other questions about in a podcast, I'll be around to talk and answer any other questions in person.
That is very good to know, because I'm hoping that this person will be at Speak Up, Speak Out. I will make sure to introduce you. So I want to see if anybody has any questions for Daniel while we still have him on the call. And please feel free to ask now or put them in the chat, whatever's easiest. Otherwise,
yes, this is Christine Beck. And Daniel, I just want to say, oftentimes we never know when we are making a difference. And for that one airline pilot to be using the wrong language and to happen to tune into your podcast and learn, and not only learn, but to do differently, and not only learn and do differently, but to let you know, sometimes we have to eat a big piece of humble pie, and a side of crow. But growth is so important. And I am thrilled that at least for one person, how you made a difference. And I thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I'm really grateful to hear from people that that share how these stories, these podcasts are making a difference.
Wonderful. Well, Daniel, thank you very much. Does anyone else have any questions? Otherwise, I will pass it over to my friend Christine, and she could take it from here.
I have a question. Daniel, excuse me, I'm so glad to meet you. My name's Jennifer, and
Hi.
my son Hugh is, he's got a what do you call it, like a prototype of his first podcast that he wants to start. And just on his behalf, I wanted to ask, for somebody that's just starting out, and I'm sure you have this in the resources you've shared with us, but do you have maybe one tip for somebody who's just starting out? What do you talk about? What do you think somebody should start with?
To start small, to you don't have to get into every detail of your story, but like just stealth, small, like just share like one small part of your story. Like when I started, I shared just one part of like how the art world affected me in high school and in junior high, and um, just start out small and just share one like just one one small part of your story, and then see the feedback that you hear from listeners.
Thank you so much. I'm going to pass it along. Start small and listen to feedback and go from there. So appreciate you sharing that.
You know, talking about starting small, more than 20 years ago, a couple of people had an idea, and the idea was this. I think it's time for Illinois to bring self-advocates together to learn with and from each other. And from that small conversation grew Speak Up and Speak Out, where this year we are going to be celebrating not 16, not 17, not 18 or 19, but 20 years. And so I'm going to ask everyone to just take a minute and yes, let's celebrate. Woohoo! Now, I'd like to say that I will say I wasn't that first one. And I'd like to say that I was only 15 when I went to that first one, which would make me 35. But I would be fibbing you. But from that small idea through this amazing, amazing conference for people with disabilities, by people with disabilities. And we've never looked back. And I hope we never, ever do. And so, Becca, do we have any information on some of the amazing things we are going to do at Speak Up and Speak Out Summit 2025? In addition to hearing from Daniel, I know you're all going to want to either tune in if you're attending via Zoom virtually, or you'll be in the room where it happens. Yes. So Becca, whenever you're ready to pull that up.
Yeah, I can go to the website and show you the agenda. That might be easiest. So hold on one second.
Yes. So many of you who have attended Speak Up and Speak Out in the past know that we do things like a Speak Out, where people have the opportunity to have the stage and have the microphone and share the things that are important to you. We also have fun with dancing and a DJ. No worries, we're going to do that this year too. But we're also excited by some of the, no, not by some of the breakout sessions, by all of the breakout sessions. This year's a little bit different. We're actually going to start on a holiday. So if you are attending in person and you are making the journey to Bloomington, we will be gathering on that Monday. And you'd have a time in the afternoon to perhaps check into your room and maybe connect with other Speak Up and Speak Out attendees. Enjoy some snacks and maybe reminisce about Speak Up and Speak Out summits you've attended in the past. But then let's get to Tuesday, because that's where the party really starts. So don't sleep in. Get up. Have your Wheaties at the Continental Breakfast, because at 9 o'clock, Kim Mercer-Schlader from the Illinois Council on Developmental Disabilities is going to welcome one and all. And then Samantha Alloway from the ARC of Illinois, she's going to join in the welcome as well. We are so excited then for our first general session, where Shirley Paisley and Barb Pritchard are going to take us through 20 years of speaking up and speaking out. But I want to ask a question. How many of the folks joining us today, is this your first Speak Up and Speak Out Summit? For anybody joining us, is this your first? Jennifer Sands, yes, yes. Samantha,
My
yes.
first in person, yes.
All right. Whether it's in person or virtual, thank you for joining us for your very first. All right. I'm not going to go through all the years, but I'm going to ask, how many of you have been to at least 5 Speak Up and Speak Out summits? Anybody been to at least 5? Okay. Becca, Catherine. All right. Curtis, you've been to quite a few Speak Up and Speak Out summits.
Yes, I have,
How
including
many
the virtual ones.
Okay. How
This is my
many?
7 times.
Okay. Wow. All right. How many of you have been to at least 10 Speak Up and Speak Out summits? Anybody out there been to at least 10? Catherine, Becca, I could say Christine, yes. All right. Anybody 15 and over? All right. Okay. Has anybody been to all 20? I can't even say yes. I missed a couple in there. Becca, have you been to all 20?
I have not.
Okay. Well, you know what? If you are going to be there in person and you have been to all 20, we want to make sure that we honor you and your commitment to attending all 20, whether you're there in person or
Happy
online.
birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday,
Okay.
happy birthday to you.
Okay, happy. Now there is someone who is happy about celebrating. So thank you so much being happy about celebrating. So I'm just going to quickly go through the schedule. Becca, are you able to pull that back up? Thank you. So Shirley and Barb are going to take us through 20 years of speaking up and speaking out. We do have breaks built into our time together. After that, we are going to hear from our keynote speaker, Zach Anner, who's going to talk about joyful grit, turning setbacks into setups. You know what? We have grit. We are people with a lot of determination, and we have likely experienced setbacks. But you know what? We are moving forward because that's how there is. No worries, Becca. I've got you covered.
Sorry, having some technical difficulties.
That's okay. Then we do have a breakout session.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Self-advocates and sexuality. We have rights. There's also going to be a session on dream, design, do, turning talents into opportunities through customized work and self-employment. And then finally, we are going to have a speak out and open mic prep. So if you're someone who wants to speak out at the open mic and maybe you need a little bit more practice, no worries, we've got you covered. After a lunch break, we're going to have another session called Say What? How to check if something you hear is true. There's a lot of misinformation floating out there, and we want to make sure that what we're hearing is true. And not only that, the information we're passing on to others is true. We have another session called Register, Educate, Vote. Use your power. Yes, we've got the power of the disability vote. Then we have advocacy across cultures and races. The story of Chicagoland DPOC, Disabled People of Color Coalition. One of the amazing things about gathering together is we are so different. We come from different places and spaces and cultures and races. And so learning about each other and how we can use those things for self-advocacy is really, really cool. Finally, we'll have some regional meetings before we close for Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, get up, have your Wheaties. At 9, we're going to have a legislative panel. And I know that the Arc of Illinois has been sending out information on all the folks who are going to be part of that. We will also have a self-advocate panel sharing information about self-advocacy. After a break, we are going to have a session, Advocate for Respect and Inclusion, the impact of Spread the Word with Special Olympics Illinois. And then we will wrap up SUSO for 2025. So I hope you get a lot of rest over the next several days before you arrive either in person or online to speak up and speak out. And with that, I would like to introduce you to an amazing person who said this is her first time to be at Speak Up and Speak Out. You'll be able to recognize her by her amazing hairdo. And so now it's not Greg Walkington. He's got a great hairdo as well. But don't go up to him and say you have a great hairdo. I want you to go up to Jennifer Sands and say, hello, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to your very first Speak Up and Speak Out. Jennifer, take it away.
Thank you so much, Christine. I would just want to say hi to everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I'm excited that I'll be able to attend my first Speak Up, Speak Out. I've been hearing about it for several years and excited that it worked out that I'd be able to come this time. So I wanted to introduce myself a little bit. I'm new with the ARC. I'm an intern. I went back to school, decided to finish my degree in sociology, and in that they encouraged an internship. So I approached the ARC and they said to come join them. So for the next couple of months, I'm going to be helping out by focusing on Rev Up and then helping out with the Going Home Coalition as well. So a couple other things about me. I'm a Partners in Policymaking graduate. I was in class 3 with Curtis. I see you here. Curtis Harris was at my table. And then I was asked to be a faculty advisor for classes 4 through 6. My last class, I got to meet Ashley McLeod, and she did a advocacy action project on voting. So I'm really excited to share that she will be part of the speaking team on Tuesday. I think it's like 3:15. The Rev Up team, Dalwin, May, Sebastian, and then Cheryl Jensen from Equip from Equality is also going to be part of that. So I'd invite you. There's a lot of things happening that session that you might want to go and check out, but I'm going to invite you to come and join in ours and hear what we have to say about how to register and how to vote. And in that, Ashley's going to be sharing her own personal voting story, which I know that you'll really enjoy hearing. So I'm here. I am a person with disabilities. I'm a child of people with disabilities. I have siblings with disabilities, and my kids do. So I'm also a parent. So I have a lot of passion for inclusive living. And so I'm really excited to be part of the ARC to try to help make that happen and encourage people to vote so we can all make that happen together. So when you're not listening to some of the speakers and presentations, you need a little break or there's time in between, come on to where the tables are. We will be having a Rev Up table, and we're going to try to have some computers and things so that if you're not registered yet, we can help you do that if you like. And just if you are registered, come on by and say hello anyhow. After Speak Up, Speak Out, the next week is Disability Voter Awareness Week. So we are really excited to bring awareness to this topic. And we will be having a Rev Up meeting that Monday, the 8th. We'll get some information out too, so you can get that link and sign up, and then have some other things through the week so that we can celebrate that we have the freedom to vote and encourage as many people to join us. I think that is the main things. We will have some information coming in your email, like Facebook and Instagram. There'll be some information there. And this, we'll have a recording of this session available on our YouTube channel, and that will be something that you can check out. And we just want to also just say thank you to the ICDD for sponsoring, so we can have Speak Up, Speak Out and all get together. And thank you to the HSRI and the Komen Foundation for sponsoring so that we can have a Going Home coalition get together like this. So that's what we have for you tonight. I just wanted to say thanks for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing y'all at the conference and then back here at our next meeting.
Yes, this is Christine, and I'd like to add that if you have not yet registered for Speak Up and Speak Out Summit 2025, there is still virtual space available. And you can check that out at Speak Up and Speak Out Summit. Just put that into a toolbar and Google it. You can contact Becca at the ARC to find out registration information. So again, if you have not yet registered and you're like, oh, darn it, it's not too late. It really isn't. We love to see you there.
Thank you very much, Christine. Very, very much. Did you guys have any further slides or anything that I missed? I know I didn't get to see the end of it. Was there anything else, Jennifer or Christine? Otherwise, I'll see if anyone has any questions, or we're going to wrap it up. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us this evening. As you know, we're getting the Going Home Coalition restarted and reset, and we are so happy that you are here to join us. We are going to be moving forward, and we are so excited about the future, and we're so grateful for all the work you have all done to get us to where we are today, and we're going to go forward together.
I have one question, which is,
Hi, Bob.
Is the meetings going to be early, or are they going to be at 6 o'clock going forward?
That's a great question. Jennifer, I know we had planned this out. Would you like to answer, Bob? Hi,
Yes.
Bob, by the way.
Hey, Bob. We talked about actually having them in both places, both timings. So we'll have one meeting in the evening, and I believe we were thinking at about 5 o'clock, and then another meeting on another day at 10 o'clock. So that way there'll be identical meetings.
10 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock?
In the morning. Thank you. I should have said that. In the morning. We don't need to be staying up that late. We thought that we just know some people, it's a lot easier to be able to get on the meetings in the morning time. So we picked that, and then we still want to be able to people who only are available in the evening to have a shot. So we'll have identical meetings, and we are planning to have one on Monday, the 8th, and then on Wednesday, the 10th. And we're working out the final details on that as we're checking in with our speaker for some preferences.
You did Monday the 8th?
The 8th?
You did said Monday the 8th.
Yes.
Okay.
Bob, I'm curious, which one's better for you? Do you like the morning ones, or do you like evening ones?
Well, I have other things. I usually have other things in the morning or afternoon or whatever, but evening would be better because I'm usually just getting out of bed at like 9 or 10 o'clock. So by the time I get everything done, it's 10 o'clock already. So so and Samantha, if you I know that you're a very busy lady, but if you and I could talk for just 3 seconds, that would be great after everyone leaves. That would be great.
Okay, I'd be happy to.
All right,
Thank you.
thank
I would like to introduce myself to a new person.
Hi, Vincent.
Alright, I
Hi,
would
Vincent.
like, hey y'all, I would like to introduce myself to a new person for the going home ride.
Well, this is Jennifer, and Jennifer is helping us. We're interning. We're all working on this project together at the moment. But Jennifer is
okay.
brand new to the team, and she's actually interning here at the Arc of Illinois under Rev Up and working with Going Home Coalition.
Oh, okay.
And Vincent Smith is actually one of our board directors, Jennifer.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've had an opportunity to meet him yet.
Vincent, I think we might have met once before. I did
Oh,
some
yeah,
advocating. Yeah, I think
yeah,
we talked to a legislator together.
yeah, yeah. Alright, let's see.
It's nice to see you again. I look forward to talking more with you.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Hmm.
I know I saw a few cameras come on. Our friend Sharon is here tonight. You look like you're in the garden. Where are you?
you. In the garden.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
No, I'm in the living room, but I have a lovely backdrop.
It looks like you're middle of the garden. That's beautiful. And hi,
Well,
Catherine. It's so good to see you too. I couldn't see your faces. Well, Christine, Jennifer, anything else?
I just want to say that it takes all of us to make things happen. And each and every one of us have gifts and talents and things to add that's going to bring about self advocacy and self advocates taking their rightful seats at the table in Illinois and even beyond Illinois. So thank you for each one of you for all you've done so far, all you're doing right now, and all that you are going to do in the future. We can't do it without you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for coming tonight.